Now we are going to discuss inductor connected in series with the load resistance in case of full wave rectifier. So we are using L series filter in case of full wave rectifier, and you can see here the central tapped uh, transformer is used and the full wave rectifier is central tapped one. So you can see that in full wave rectifier there is no cutoff in current. Okay, so because the current is always flowing, so the analysis of full wave rectifier is different from the half wave rectifier. In half wave rectifier we discussed about the increase in theta 2 with increasing L value. So here the analysis is somewhat different. The analysis is mainly based on the ripple factor calculations. So because L is used in series with the rectifier load, you can rectifier load RL. So it opposes the change. This everything is entirely same because the all theory we have read earlier, because the inductor is storing energy in the form of magnetic field, and when the current is above and when the current is low, it delivers the energy. So the current tends to fall below the average level, so the rectifier of pulsation is reduced. So this whole theory is exactly same, and yet they have given some another way to look at the smoothing action of inductor. Here they say that the inductor which offers a high impedance to the flow of AC, okay, but a low impedance to flow of DC. So DC, whatever DC is within DC part is there, so it will pass through, but the AC component amplitude would be reduced. So after passing, you can see this is the case which is without filter, and this is the with filter. You can see that the more DC part is there, and also the amplitude of the AC has been reduced to a greater extent. So now the calculations of ripple factor. So for full wave rectifier, center tapped we have used, and the output voltage across the inductor and the load, which we have used the Fourier analysis, and E could be expressed as a series of these functions. You can see that this part only is constant, whereas the other these parts, these terms we can say are the sinusoidal nature, because there is a cosine function associated with them. So the first term is representing the DC component. This EDC is equal to 2 EM upon pi. So from here we are calculating IDC. So IDC would be like EDC upon RL. So EDC we have filled the value 2 EM upon pi, and the resulting value of IDC is 2 EM upon pi RL. So now we need to find the value of IAC, because the ripple factor is given by IAC upon IDC. IDC is with us. So to find that, we are taking the impedance of inductor and load for the second component and for the fourth component, and comparing these both values. So you can see Z2 is equal to RL square plus 2 omega L square. So this will give you 4 omega square L square. And the fourth component will give you 16 omega square L squares. So whenever RL is less than omega L, because this value could be kind of ignored, so the impedance would be 2. So it means 2-fold than the second component. So you can see that the impedance of fourth component is twice than of second component. So it means this component is opposing more than this component. And you can also see the amplitude here is here 3 is written here and 15 is written. So it means the amplitude is 5 times less. So that is why amplitude is less but impedance is more. So it means we are neglecting these all terms and we are retaining only these two terms with us to find the values of IDC and IAC. So from that we have taken the peak value of AC component from the second term, and that is 4 EM upon 3 pi. And the RMS value would be written like E naught upon root 2. So this will, we have 4 em upon 3 pi under root 2. Okay. So this is what we have with us. Also the impedance is RL square plus 2 omega L square. Okay. So whenever it is actually simplified to 4 omega square L square. So this is what we have, the impedance as well as the RMS value. So the IAC would be equal to this voltage divided by this impedance. So voltage divided by this impedance. So we will have IAC with us. So we have also IAC and IDC. We also have this equation we have with us. These both equations we have with us. So we will simply divide these two equations to find the value of omega of gamma. This is the ripple factor. So gamma, here we can see this part is gamma. This is a ripple factor. So ripple factor depends upon omega L and RL. So now we are considering the case where RL is infinity, is approaching infinity, means it's a much larger than omega L. Okay. So when this is the case, this part would be equal to 0. So we will have gamma as under root 2 upon 3 under root 1, which is 3 actually. So under root 2 upon 3, under root 2 upon 3 is giving us 0.47. So this is the result which you have already actually explained when the no inductor is used. Okay. So L is actually very small as compared to RL, because RL is taken to be very large. So we are considering now the opposite case when RL is less than omega L. Okay. So it means at that time the equation reduces to this equation. So from that we can see which actually in turns the value of RL upon 0.236 into RL upon omega L. So now gamma would be small if L is large. So the value of L, means the value of inductor which we are using, should be very large, so that gamma is small. Gamma is basically the the ripple factor. Ripple factor means how much AC part is contained in your output. So if you need to convert to complete DC, then the ripple factor must be near to 0. Okay. So if you want to decrease this value, L should be made as large as it is possible, as compared to even RL value. So this is one limitation of this series inductor, that series inductor is not suitable when we have RL value more. Okay. So wherever the load resistance is very high, the series inductor is not suitable for application. Okay. And also it also depends upon I value, or we can say the current value. Okay. So this is what actually depends on, because if we would have a higher current which is flowing through the circuit, so the filtering action of the L filter would be more. Okay. So increase in the load current would lead to reduced ripples in the output.